So how are you doing? It's been a long time since I spoke to
It is,
you.
yeah. Exactly, yeah. It is actually, it has been a long time for me to talk to Cambly tutors.
Okay.
Because I got involved with like some stuff relating to teaching English here in
Yes.
Iraq.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
of course. You've got like your own business now that I've like seen you working on, I guess.
Exactly, yeah. And you started seeing me like speaking in Arabic, like,
Yeah.
instead of speaking in English on
Yeah,
social media.
for sure. And I think like it is a good approach for because obviously your customers are
Mhm.
Arabic speakers. I assume that's your target demographic, right? Like you're targeting Arabic speakers who want to learn English.
Exactly, yeah. I saw that like this is gonna help me really quick
Mm-hmm.
to get more students, to get more more people who wants to learn English. So yeah, I turned like this. But on the other side, I like my English has been like reduced.
I guess that does happen over time. I think like if you're not using it in such like an advanced way that
Hmm.
you kind of obviously when you're teaching people you're using you both languages, right? So in order to explain things in a more
Yeah.
simple way, you need to kind of dumb down your English so that they can understand at like a lower level.
Yeah, exactly. I was teaching on an app called Preply,
I have heard of
and
it, yeah.
yeah, I like my English has improved really on that app because
Mm.
I meet different people and I have to speak in English with them.
Hmm.
But I didn't get that much money on Preply, so I'm the one who
Yeah,
responsible to put food on the table. So I need to search for resources.
for sure. I have heard that Preply they take quite a big cut of your rate, right? Because sometimes when you see on Preply, some people charge quite a lot of money, but then
Mhm.
I think they take from what I've seen, they take about 30% of your income. And I guess also when you're transferring it to your bank account, that's going to also take another cut for transfer fees and
Exactly. Yeah.
exchange fees, and so you don't
Hmm.
end up with very much at the end of the day.
Yeah, like your all hard working is gonna be for them, not for
Yeah,
you.
it's just fees, which like is just such a waste of money. You're just like throwing money down the drain.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And how about Cambly? Like, are you satisfied being like having classes on Cambly?
I think yes, for the reliability of
Mm-hmm.
Cambly, because I
Mm-hmm.
don't need to search for my own students and I can just like open a schedule and people will come. Or like if I have like a last minute slot, I can kind of open it up a few hours before and somebody will most of the time just join the class. And also the idea of like you can do it at any point, right? You can kind of open your time for say like an hour and then just wait for people to call you. I think like
Mm-hmm.
that is good, but obviously from a financial point of view, it's not the best. It's not enough to live in like a Western country just because it's not like if we were working in a school, for example, the salary
Yeah.
would be much higher. So there's lots of like pros and cons to it.
Uh-huh. I got you.
Yeah. So like obviously you've seen I've also done a lot of stuff on social media at the moment too. So I'm kind of hoping of like following in your footsteps.
My favorite TikToker in front of me here now. Yeah, I'm learning a lot of things like from your videos, especially on TikTok,
Mm,
because those short videos you're gonna learn some like new expressions, idioms from native English speaker. So this is gonna help us to like in 30 minutes you're gonna learn something new and how you are gonna use it, which is like really good. Some expressions like I already know them,
mm.
but it's good. just to review. And
Exactly, like to refresh. And sometimes I get like, because one of my most asked questions that I do get in regards to like why to learn idioms, people are like, why should we learn them? They're not important. Like, you should just learn vocabulary and phrasal verbs. But
Mhm.
really, when it comes down to it, which is another idiom, we use a lot of idioms in English. And almost like if you watch like a truly like, I think like British TV shows are a better example of this.
Mm.
Um, you know, we have what we call like in the UK we call TV shows soaps, which is kind of
Mhm.
weird. So you know, like when you wash your hands, soaps.
So okay,
Hmm.
is it like a kind of TV show, like a genre, or what it is?
So
Soaps.
a soap specifically, so it's like a soap, not like
Mm-hmm. As
each
soap.
each soap that we have. So
Mm-hmm.
we have like four main government TV channels in the
Okay.
UK.
Okay.
So like, just for easiness, I'm just going to call them like channel 1, channel 2, channel 3, and channel 4.
Mm-hmm.
So channel 1 has their own soap, which is like, you have to imagine it's a TV show that has episodes every, sometimes it's every day,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes every other day. So it's like a long running drama that basically you need to tune in every episode every day, basically, in order to stay up to date with the characters and the storylines. And these are
Yeah.
TV shows that have been running for like 40 years. The one on channel 3, it's been running for nearly 70 years since the channel was like broadcasted.
Oh
And
my
so
gosh.
basically, like, you end up like, as a child, each family has a soap that they are loyal to. and
Mm.
and so what you watch depends on like what your family watched when you were a child, and like that's what you watch as you grow up. And so each of these soaps are from different areas within the UK. So there's
Mm-hmm.
one that's like specifically from London area, one is
Mm-hmm.
from like the north of England, like Manchester area.
Yeah.
And so when you watch these shows, you can see how like real people speak, like the average everyday person, not in a movie, not in, it's like, this is real English. And when you watch these kinds of shows, you see how many idioms people really truly use. And this is just how people speak. So when I would watch these shows, because my mom watches them, so, and I'll be like, they've said like 4 idioms in the last like 2 minutes, you know? And I think if
Yeah.
you are really trying to become more fluent and you're trying to improve your English, learning idioms is important, even just from a listening perspective, not
Mm-hmm.
necessarily using them yourself. But if you know what they mean, it helps your understanding in a context wise situation.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree with you. Like, I was watching a Big Bang Theory,
Hmm.
okay? And I got surprised like how many idioms they use
Mm,
in a like single episode. Like, oh my
right.
goodness, it's a lot of idioms here. And I'm like, I know some of them, and the other, like, I can get it
Mm,
from the scene. Like, while I'm watching it, I'm like, they mean this.
right.
Okay, like I
Hmm.
know, I understood. So yeah, like from like TV shows, you're gonna learn so many idioms. But lately, I started watching um, a TV show called Hell on Wheels. Okay.
Hell on Wheels. Okay. I actually have not heard of this TV show.
Yeah, it's about like 1867 in
Okay.
America. Yeah, when they were like trying to, build a railroad and connected
Okay.
them. Yeah, connected them,
The
the
cities.
states. Yeah.
Mm. Okay, that's quite
So they,
interesting. It's definitely a kind of
yeah.
genre that I kind of like, but I've just not heard of it. But yeah, carry on.
Yeah, it had like it got a really good. what rating, like
Hmm.
8.5, 8.6, I don't know.
Okay, that is
But
good.
I'm enjoying watching it. They use idioms. What?
Mm,
I haven't heard of these idioms before. They use like idioms like um from the era that like 80s,
mm,
1867,
right.
68.
Hmm.
Like what? Like for example, they said, I don't know, something not on my dead body. No, I'm familiar with this one. I forgot, but
Right.
they use like all of the idioms that have been used there in that show.
Mm.
I'm not familiar with it.
Okay, that's quite interesting. And
Yeah.
like, I was watching a show, so I don't know if you've heard of the show Outlander before.
Outlander. Can you like
Explain it.
no, like just show me like share your screen and
Okay.
show me the picture maybe, because
So
I'm really good at pictures. When I see the pictures, I
okay.
say okay,
So
yeah.
Outlander is kind of like a fantasy show where this girl, she like travels back in time to a time like the 1700s in Scotland. So it is kind of like it was made in America, but it's set in 1700s Scotland. So
Mm.
funnily enough, in Scotland, this show is not popular, and it's most people don't know that this show exists in the UK. It's
Mm.
very famous in the US. Um, but they have like a prequel to this show, which is set in an even earlier time period.
Mhm.
And when I was watching it, I was like saying to my mum, I was like, this show has so many idioms in it. And I'm like,
Mhm.
is it specifically because of the era? Is it specifically because of like Scottish people in general? But there were
Mhm.
so many. I was like, because what I do when I'm collecting my idioms for my social media pages is I'm getting it from TV shows, radio, movies. Like I'm not sitting on Google going like most common used idioms, because I
You want
feel
to
like
feel it. You want to feel it. You want to like you take your own resources.
I think like they're because if they're being used in TV shows and movies, it means that they're still being actively used. So a
Mhm.
lot of idioms maybe have gone out of fashion or they're just old fashioned now, so people don't use them. So when I hear one that is being used in daily life,
Mhm.
then it means that this is a useful idiom because it's not old fashioned. Because that's also another question I get. I also get like, do people actually use this idiom? Like,
Oh
yes.
yeah, yeah. And sometimes you need to make sure on Google sometimes, right?
Mm,
Like because you don't want to need to teach like something. It's like old fashioned.
right. And sometimes, like in these shows, like what you're saying in the show that you're watching about, it seems like kind of like Wild West era, like the 1800s in America. That
Uh-huh, yeah.
but they wouldn't broadcast it on TV if viewers didn't know the language, right? So the
Mm.
show is for English speakers, and if you as an English speaker don't understand the idiom, then it is old fashioned. But for the
Mhm.
majority of us, I would say somehow we all know these idioms, and there's
Mhm.
thousands of them. Like
Mhm.
there's so many that it will seem daunting to people who are learning them, but I think like if you just learn a few every week, right, it's kind of more useful to help you build your vocabulary.
So you became like a really good nerd about movies and TV shows just because you want to create your content.
No, I like the shows, but I think over when I decided like to create my page, it's just
Uh-huh.
then I've become more like I'm clocking these phrases more than I ever did before because I'm paying attention to the
Hmm.
vocabulary more than I did when I was watching them before. So I think to myself like, oh no, this is a good one, or this is a good one. And so then I add it to my list. I literally have an entire note section on my phone that's just dedicated to all like phrasal verbs and idioms and any kind of like ideas that I come up with that are maybe like unfamiliar to other people.
From from songs, you can learn like expressions, and
Mm-hmm.
you just said, I think to myself, and I like to listen to jazz music,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't remember. I only like listen on the radio.
Mm-hmm.
I think to myself, like, yeah,
Yeah, what a
you,
wonderful world.
what a wonderful one, yeah. So
Yes,
see, you can like learn from music as well
for
if you
sure.
like a really good listener and you enjoy listening it,
Mm.
and then it's gonna like stick into your mind, and wow, it's a good content for my videos.
For sure. I actually do have a note section about like idioms that I've heard in songs as well, but I just don't know how to,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to like create a video doing it yet. I don't know how
Mm.
to make it visual when it's like something that you listen to. Do you know what I mean? So that I haven't worked that out yet. I'm
You
still,
need to think about like how it's gonna be the video, right?
yeah,
Like
how
it's
to
gonna have
present
start.
it.
Uh-huh.
Hmm. And to be like interesting enough that people are like, oh, I know this song, but I didn't know that this idiom was in that song or this expression is
Mm-hmm.
in that song. Because I think like a lot of people, when you're listening to a song in another language, you're not thinking about the words necessarily. You're kind of just like, you enjoy the tune and you don't actually know what's being said in the song.
Actually, I do both. I listen to the music, I enjoy it, and then because I'm not like listen to it for like one time and that's it. No,
Mm.
I keep like listening to it because I enjoy listening to it. But sometimes you feel like it clicks on your mind, like, wow, I have been listening to this song, okay, for I don't know,
Years.
and yeah, but this is the first time I
Heard
like
it.
I heard that word, that expression. Thank you.
Hmm. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
why we have like the difference between like listening to music and really like hearing music and actually paying attention to what is the meaning behind the lyrics. Because
Mm-hmm.
once I was talking to one of my students about like the lyrics to some like they like Bruce Springsteen music or like Pink Floyd, and so they brought
Mm-hmm.
up something they were listening to the song and then they were like, oh, let me look up the lyrics of this song so that I can understand it
Yeah.
better. And then
Mm-hmm.
they thought it was a really happy song, but then when they read the lyrics, it was actually a really sad song. And I think like that must be quite shocking when you think like, oh, I really enjoy this, puts me in a good mood, and then after you learn the meaning, you're like, actually no, it's really depressing and this person's
So
really
it
sad.
happened to me. It happened to me. I was enjoying listening to a song, and then I I sent it to my Australian friend, and she said, "Wow, I like it. Yeah, but it's really sad. Kind of sad." I said, "What?" Like I wasn't paying attention about
Hmm.
the lyrics. Why did she say that? Like, was sad? Is it really sad? Oh, okay, Ahmed. Let me like take a look on the lyrics. Okay. Oh, it's really sad. Like, but I am enjoying it.
Yeah.
So
I
this is explained actually.
I think like, I think you could enjoy songs and also they could be sad at the same time. But I think that like if you are into music, using music as a form of like research or like studying is actually a really good way to improve your English. Because when you're singing along, you
Mm,
are repeating the sentences, right? It's like repetition of saying the same words over and over again. So if
mm-hmm.
you learn the song, it can help with like sentence structure, with your prepositions, and all of these kinds of things that people do find difficult when they are speaking in real life.
Mm-hmm. Actually, I've got like students, but they are not interested, not in music or
Mm,
watching movies.
that's
And
really tough.
I find difficulties, yeah, because okay, if you want to improve your English, you need to watch like TV shows, movies, and
Mm,
then you will get your English is gonna be like better for you. And
mm,
oh, I don't like watching movies. Uh huh. Okay, listen to some. No, 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 no. I don't watch movies. How can you like ask me to listen to English songs? Oh, and the question comes, why do you want to learn English though?
mm. Yes, exactly. And also, I think like, some people maybe they don't like, maybe music is too difficult because it's too fast, or maybe like
Mm-hmm.
again with TV shows, it's too fast. And so I think for some people, they enjoy watching like podcasts on YouTube. That is another one. It's like maybe
Yeah.
music and kind of the more entertainment area is not their idea of fun, but
Ye-
maybe they would
Yeah.
prefer podcasts where maybe it's a topic that's a bit more serious or something that
Mm-hmm.
they're interested in. Like say they work in like finance, they can watch a podcast about finance, therefore they're learning English in the sector that they want to be improving their English in, for example.
Exactly. Yeah. Some people they like they teach themselves in different aspects, so maybe
Mm-hmm.
they prefer in this way to improve. For example, for me, like I like entertainment,
Yeah.
like watching movies, listening to songs, comedies, and this way I but every student has like their own way to improve.
Yeah, that's true. Like some people, they
Yeah.
prefer to read books. I had a student the other day who brought in, no, they didn't bring it in because it's not physical, but like to the class,
Yeah.
they showed like it was a book about poems or like short stories, and they
Hmm.
were learning through this medium. Is not my preferred way, just because a lot of poetry is quite difficult to understand even for English native
You tell
speakers.
me. Yeah.
So i
Yeah.
I think
I
like
I I studied like English poetry, and
mm,
I totally understand you.
yes, because like when we're at school, when we learn English at school,
Hmm.
we're
Hmm.
studying poems, we're studying these short stories, and usually they're quite historical. Like if you look at things like
Hmm.
Shakespeare, for example, English from
Hmm.
400 years ago is not the English that we use now. So you might be interested in these things in your own language, but when you translate it into English, it just might not be the right language for you.
Like if you read a line from like Shakespeare, you need to be like Einstein, to
Mm.
to resolve that calculation. Like, okay, I'm reading it. Yeah, but you're an English teacher. But yeah, man, but I have no idea what he's talking
Yes, that was kind
about.
of the difficulty I had the other day when the student brought up like a poem from um, no, from Oscar Wilde, sorry, and I felt like I was back in high school again doing my English lessons,
Hmm.
and my teacher was like, "Lauren, what
Yeah.
does this mean, or what do you think this means?" And I'm like, well, from this word, we can see that he is in like turmoil or he feels like this. And I'm just like, I'm like, I'm like, I'm just trying to like get through the class in a way where like the person feels like I'm helping them, but actually like it was really challenging. And I think the average tutor would not be prepared for that level
Exactly. Yeah.
of class.
Hmm.